Police Officer Specialist James C. Ryder, Officer Kenneth L. Smith, and Officer Jonathan R. Williams. On April 22nd, 2012, at 00:54 hours, police officers were dispatched to a Chesapeake apartment regarding a male subject who had been shot. Officers proceeded to the door of the apartment, immediately reported screaming from inside the residence, and surmised that a shooter was still inside on the scene. Hearing a female voice screaming for help, and after identifying themselves, officers tried to open the apartment door by the handle and then with 2 unsuccessful kicks. The shift commander arrived, called out SWAT team, and established a command post. A male subject through the closed apartment door warned officers to back off or else he would kill an entire family inside. Another shot was fired from within the residence as SWAT officers Kenneth Smith arrived and provided additional cover on the door. At 1:37 hours, additional gunshots were heard as a male and female fled the apartment. Officers determined that both subjects had been hostages and that the male subject was in need of immediate medical attention for a gunshot wound, which would later prove to be fatal. The SWAT reaction team, led by Police Officer Specialist J.C. Ryder, rapidly deployed from the command post to the subject apartment. While posted at the front door, reaction team members heard additional gunshots and screaming from within the apartment. Police Officer Specialist Ryder decisively ordered an emergency entry. Officers Dashiell and Montoya worked on the breach of the apartment door, which was still partially barricaded by a couch, a chair, and a dresser placed there by the suspect. During the course of the breach, the suspect fired several additional rounds toward the reaction team. However, the officers continued to work undeterred until a positive breach was obtained. Due to the array of furniture used to barricade the door, Specialist Ryder and Officer Allen were perilously impeded as they forced their way into the residence, while expecting to receive additional gunfire from the suspect. The remaining reaction team members entered behind Officer Allen and Ryder to establish a dominant foothold on the residence. The team then observed the suspect using a teenage female as a human shield. Additionally, the female hostage was holding a 4-month-old baby. Officers Allen and Ryder held cover on the suspect while attempting to negotiate his surrender. The suspect remained profane and defiant while threatening further killing if the officers failed to back off. The reaction team officers collectively understood the existing deadly force threat and knew that if a window of opportunity presented to liberate the hostages, they would not hesitate to take appropriate decisive action. During the course of the hostage negotiations, the suspect was overheard speaking on his cell phone to a family member. The suspect seemed increasingly agitated, and it was clear to the officers present that the lives of the hostages were at stake as well as their own. At approximately 2:32 hours, the suspect reemerged from the rear bedroom with the hostage. Holding the teenager and the infant with his left hand and holding a pistol to the teenager's torso with his right hand, he moved slowly across the hallway using both hostages as cover. As the suspect moved, Officer Williams was able to begin trafficking and timing an opportunity to shoot him in the head, which was the largest available target. When the opportunity presented, Officer Williams fired a round, striking Collins in the head and causing his immediate collapse and release of the hostages. The reaction team deployed a distraction device contemporaneously with the shot fired by Officer Williams and began clearing to the suspect's location. The teenager female ran past the reaction team, dropping the infant child in the hallway. Through smoke from the distraction device, Officer Smith observed the infant on the floor, and he covered the child with his hands and knees to prevent inadvertent trampling by the other team members moving swiftly down the hallway. Officer Smith subsequently removed the infant to the bedroom, which had been rendered safe. Officers removed a pistol from the suspect's hand and immediately summoned tactical paramedics to provide urgent care. Tragically, another victim was found dead in the rear bedroom as a result of gunshot wounds inflicted by the suspect. Chesapeake officers Allen, DeShield, Ryder, Smith, and Williams responded with extraordinary heroism to protect innocent lives while engaged in personal combat with and under fire from an armed adversary at imminent personal danger of loss of life. For their actions, they are honored as recipients of the 2013 VACP Award of Valor.